on how to achieve your sales goals with CRM for manufacturing. My name is Andy Cluck, and I'll be your host today. I'm on the marketing team here at Ledgeview Partners, and I'm really excited to be a part of this session today. As your host, I am here to not only introduce our presenter, but the company behind today's webinar, Ledgeview Partners. When it comes to CRM, that is Ledgeview's main focus, and we represent two of the leading solutions in the world today, Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics CRM. You see, the key is the R in CRM. Customer relationship management is really about figuring out how to build great relationships with your customers. That's what really matters. Relationships lead to loyalty, and loyalty leads to growth and sustainability for your business. And for us, that is reflected in our favorite statistic, our 98% customer retention rate. Before I introduce today's presenter, I have just a couple of housekeeping items to cover quickly. First, today's webinar is being recorded, and it will also be available on demand after the live session, so you can go back and view it later. All registered attendees will receive an email this afternoon with an access to that link where the webinar will be able to be viewed. In addition, you will also be able to view the presentation online at ledgeviewpartners.com. Even though we are scheduled for just 30 minutes, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. To ensure the best audio quality for all our attendees, we have everyone on listen-only mode today. If you have a question, please submit it though in the question pane of your GoToWebinar control panel. We will address as many questions at the end as we can. If time does not permit, we will be sure to follow up with you offline. That's our promise to you. Okay, I'm sure I've eaten more time already than our presenter would want me to. I'm pleased to introduce today's speaker, Kevin Brown. Kevin has been helping manufacturers for a number of years harness the power of CRM to achieve incredible results. Over the next 20-25 minutes, he's going to focus on the key areas that can really become a true game changer for you and your organization, and also allow you to achieve your sales goals. Hopefully you can see Kevin on your screen, because it's always nice to put that face to the name, and especially a voice. So Kevin, welcome, and thanks for joining us today. It's all yours.
Well, thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. Great introduction. Now I have to live up to that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking some time with us today to learn a little bit more about Ledgeview Partners manufacturing CRM. Today, I'd like to, really focus on our sales professionals and some of the key areas that we've developed within CRM that are going to be very beneficial for users in their interactions with your customers, staying engaged with them through activities. Important to know, where am I pacing toward my goals, and many other things. As Andy mentioned, I'd love to take all the questions possible today, so please feel free to utilize the question pane for those, and as time permits, I'd be more than happy to answer those. So with no further delay, let's see this in action and talk about what CRM is all about. So this is Dynamics CRM and the CRM manufacturing product developed by Ledgeview Partners. I'm starting with the sales goals today because to me as a salesperson, it's always nice to know where I'm pacing toward goals. Now this initial view that we're looking at is a dashboard view that we've created where a sales manager, for example, could see all of their sales agents and where they're pacing collectively. For the individual sales agent, what they would see would just be their current sales goals and where they are pacing. So here I am. I'm sorry to say that we're coming up on the end of Q1 here, and I'm falling a little bit behind. You can see these are my actuals where I've attained so far to date, but then also what my goals are moving forward. Each one of these colored circles represents my quarterly goal, and then you can see here where my actuals are. Now this is a great view to see where I'm doing, how I'm doing overall. With a simple click, I can now drill in to see how I am doing based on the department level. So you can see I'm doing really well. I've hit goal in distributor sales, but falling short in direct sales and inside sales. So it gives me that ability to drill in to see where I may need a little bit more work or attention in my sales process. Now, the great thing about this is once the goals are set up, and your CRM is integrated with your back office system, which our solution is integrated agnostically with any solution out there, this information is going to come to life for you. And it's a matter of just taking a quick glance at it. I look at mine on about a weekly basis, just kind of see how I'm doing. Now, what's important with goals is to see what I've earned, but what's even more important than that is to understand what I have in my pipeline. So in our dashboard area, we've developed several different dashboards. And let me go back here. You can see we've gotten this broken down in opportunities by revenue, units, and record count. So I can take a look by opportunities by revenue in several different ways. I can see by the department level where we're at, open opportunities by owner in this case. So this is what I've got in my pipeline. So fairly good pipeline so far, what I'm looking at. But then here is my actual pipeline. And this is broken down by sales stage. And you can see here what the estimated revenue is by sales stage for the opportunities within that pipeline phase. So what I probably want to focus on is this area down here where I've got about $40,000 worth of opportunities in that final stage or the negotiation stage, getting close to closing. Now for me to focus on that area, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and open that up into a larger view, and I'm going to click onto that portion of the pipeline, and I'm just going to take a look at this by estimated close date. And we'll just show that in a bar chart. So now I can see what I have estimated closing for September. Thank goodness this is demo data, because this would not be a good thing if it's in July. But you can see I have about $20,000 worth of anticipated revenue to close yet this month. So from a sales standpoint and a salesperson standpoint, it's very easy to drill into that data to find out what is making up your pipeline as well. Now, one other dashboard I'd like to talk about before moving away from dashboards, and this is really important, especially for those who are road warriors out there who do a lot of face-to-face visits with our customers, sales calls, those sorts of things. And that's our dashboard 980, the territory management dashboard. Now, really what this is a simple mapping tool for us to be more effective in visiting with our customers. I've spoken with many clients who tell me that they've had their sales agents go visit one client 4 hours away and missed out on other opportunities there. Well, with the territory management solution, I can now easily find out who else I can visit en route or after a meeting with another client. Just briefly point out, here's our legend so we can identify who our customers, prospects, and leads are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to map on the map here within all my accounts and leads within a radius of a particular account. And I'm just going to bump this up to 200. And I'm going to look up a particular account here. Better Food Corporation, there we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that on a map. And very quickly, we can identify where our opportunities lie that we can visit with different clients. And when we hover over these pins, we can see the client's name, and we can actually schedule an appointment right from this view. So now when I'm going to visit A Better Food Corporation, I now know that there are other opportunities to visit with a customer, example Blue Fine Dining, or a prospect, a foundation. So now I can make the most out of that trip in going to visit a Better Food Corporation by visiting other clients within that area that I've defined here. One other option that we have made available within the territory management solution is to map within a radius of an address. Many times we've heard that, we don't know who we're going to visit, but we know we're going to be driving up to Green Bay today. So we want to take a look at any potential opportunities that I could visit any of our customers, prospects, or leads within that particular area of 200 miles that we indicated here. So very quickly, I can now identify if I'm going to drive from my home office here, I could stop at these locations and schedule that appointment, give them a phone call, what have you. So that's territory management, so I can pre-plan my trips for the day. Now, how do I know what's on my schedule to do today? Well, that's referred to as an activity, and there's an area within CRM called activities. Now, activities are scheduled items that I need to follow up on, and I'm just going to sort this by date here. So we can see very quickly here, I have several different types of activities, appointments, sales calls, tasks, what have you. But you can see right here, I have a sales call scheduled for today with a Better Food Corporation. The reason that's there is when I met with them last quarter, all I did is scheduled my follow-up visit for them at the time of my previous sales call. And when I open up my to-do or my activity for today, I have all my notes that I captured from that previous meeting. Who I met with, the reason for this next meeting is to discuss next quarter order needs, discuss what the Q3 goals were, and review what our Q4 objectives are. So very quickly, just from that activity view, I've reviewed what I wanted to do from my business perspective. Now what do I need to do for the business and my customers? And with those activities, it keeps me actively engaged with my clients. Now, kind of do a little role play as I'm planning for Better Food Corporation's visits today. My phone happens to ring, and it's a new potential lead. They're not my CRM system, so I can do a quick create of a lead right here, and it gives me this quick create form, and I really only have to capture the required information. So I'm going to identify what this call is about, and we'll just say it's a direct sales opportunity. I might just put in a note that this is a direct call in, and I'm going to make up a company name here. And Andy, since you're our host today, I'm going to make you my contact here, so thank you for volunteering. And really at the end of the day, all I have to do is really capture some very basic information here on this quick create form. Now, Andy was just looking for some basic information at this point, but he has asked, for a follow-up phone call in about a month's time. So I've captured his phone number, his email address, because I promised to send him some information. Later, I can go in and look up the company and add in additional information. So all I have to do is simply close this, or save this, excuse me. And once the record is saved, CRM has created that lead record for me. Now, upon saving this lead record, I have the opportunity to view that record, and I can add additional information in, such as the business phone number, the website information. All of that information I can put in here. But what's key for me to do at this point is maintaining my preparation for my sales call today with my client, but also to schedule a follow-up with Andy. And he had said to give him a call in about a month. So all I'm going to do is go in and create that activity. And because this is a new lead, there's no activities there. And because he asked me to call, I just select phone call. And simply here is scheduling that next to do. I can set the activity for the due date, and he said just a month from now. So I'll just schedule it out for 4 weeks. I can put in his phone number, a brief description, follow-up call, and I save it, and now this activity is on my activity list, and I will get a reminder on October 21st to give Andy a call at that point. And now it becomes part of that lead record. So I've done everything for Andy. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I will call in a month. Now I can go back to a Better Corporation, and I'm just going to go in by account here. And you can see they're listed right here. Now, one thing I want to point out, and the reason I went this route, is I wanted to talk about this little icon here. And this is really important to be aware of, because this gives us the ability to know that there is a hierarchy in this organization. These companies are standalone. There's not affiliate locations, subordinate locations, corporate locations. When we click on the hierarchy for this record, we are going to understand what those related companies are. So we can see that a Better Food Corporation is a subsidiary to Kroger. But Kroger also has Fred Meyer and Ralph's, but Blue Fine Dining is part of Better Food Corporation. So now we understand that there is a hierarchy within CRM as it relates to our accounts as well. So with that being said, we talked about leads and creating the leads. I want to talk about accounts a little bit. So we've been talking about a Better Food Corporation. When it comes to the preparation of my sales call, I'm going to look here first. I'm going to take a look at my notes and my activity and then come right here. And this gives me all the information that I need related to the account information, phone numbers, their addresses are listed here, sold to, shipped tos, as well as billed tos if appropriate. Here we have their activity summary. So we can see for this particular account, the number of open opportunities, revenue, cases, last activities, what have you. We have this account hierarchy, so that gives me the little roll-up as well. Down below we have my sales calls, and there we go. That's that sales call that I have for today. Discuss next quarter order needs. Susan Burke is who I'm meeting with. She's my primary contact, so that's right there for me available as well. As we scroll down, we have our full contact list of other contacts that are at the organization. Other activities that have been completed, not only those that I need to do, but also any email interactions, quotes that I've produced, opportunities that have been closed. All of that information is here as well. And then if you remember, we talked about that Blue Fine Dining. They're listed as that related account. So a lot of great information right there. But as we move down, we get these other opportunities to see what else is available. So opportunities and cases. Now I'm looking at the most recent opportunities as it relates to this particular company, along with the actual revenue on one case opportunities, but then those that are still open and what our estimated revenue is for these particular opportunities. And we'll come back and we're going to take a look at one of these in a few moments. Recent cases. If I'm going on a sales call, maybe it's really important for me to understand, are there any open cases that still need to be resolved? Are there recent cases that have been resolved that I might want to address so that I'm ready to prepare with any potential customer service issues? So right there at that account level. Then we move to orders and invoices. And again, this is part of that back office integration where we bring that information from invoicing and order history right into CRM at your account level as well. And here we can see our open orders. And in this case, we've got several open orders, what the product is, quantity, price. And as we scroll over, we have our revenue, who we're selling to, all of that right there available at our fingertips. And then we also have our invoice information, along with invoice date, product, what have you. So again, wonderful information to have from a salesperson's perspective. So now I have a full accounting of all the financial information as it relates to my account prior to my sales call. Now we move to what we're selling. Here we have an idea of understanding what brands or products they're buying from us. And we can identify, do we want to look at just the sold to, the bill to, or the ship to? And we can roll up child invoices to this record as well. And we can see they've got a few items here that they've purchased from us over the last period of time. So that's all available to us right here as well. And if there were any other products that they purchased from us, that would be available here also. Next, equipment certifications and competitors. Do they have any equipment that they have from us? In this case, they have a wine bottling line. That's captured here as well. Any certifications? Better Food Corporation, they're ISO 9001 certified. And then who are our competitors? We've identified our competitors and we've captured that information right here within CRM. One last item I want to point out here is invoicing or invoice history dashboard. And this is really important because this gives us a graphical representation of what our invoice history has been with our client. And again, just like earlier, you can look by sold to, billed to, and shipped to, and have that roll up child invoice to this record. And because we were talking about revenue earlier, we can easily switch between these tabs. When we hover over the bars here, we can see what their current 12-month revenue has been, and if we had any prior 12-month history there, that would be illustrated. But then we also have year-to-date and what they've done. As we scroll down, now we have invoice history by brand. So when we were looking earlier by the brand, what items they were buying from us, now we know the actual revenue value of what they've bought from us. And obviously the LV Lease Reserve is very popular with them. And like before, this is rolling 12-month as well as year-to-date. So that is the account entity screen. So I'm going to go back to opportunities here, and I said we were going to take a look at an opportunity. So these 23 new items, this is an opportunity that's being worked currently by, in this case, the owner of the record is Chuck Hoffman. So Chuck's working this particular opportunity, and since I'm the owner of the account and I'm going on the sales call, I just want to be familiarized with what's happening. So very quickly, I understand that we're in the third stage of our sales process. Okay, the cost estimate was completed, but a quote has not been developed and a quote has not been sent. So I know exactly where we are in the selling process for this particular opportunity. As we scroll down here, we've got our opportunity information. Again, we have that activity feed here right in the center so we can see if there were any activities related, and then our account details are listed here as well. Now, what's unique with the solution that we've created is we have this area called sample request as well as trial request. So here previously, earlier this year, we had requested a sample and sent out a sample to a Better Food Corporation. And as we look at this, we can see that's related to this particular opportunity. We know the shipping, it was sent second day, requested ship date, and what the actual ship date was, plus we capture our shipping information. In this case, it was FedEx. We have that tracking number with a hyperlink directly to that particular shipping. So now we know that, yes, they've received it or no, they haven't, simply by clicking that hyperlink. As we scroll down here, we can see that what we've sent. We sent some samples of some reserve wine samples, some Pilsner, and some vodka. But also there was some information or literature that we included along with confidentiality information, FDA guidelines, and storage of wine guidelines. All that was included, and here we have it right here at the level that it's important so we know what's been shipped to our clients. So that's samples. Trials are very much the same, but now it's something that we may charge a customer for if we do a trial request, or maybe something that we run the trial and provide to our customer at no cost. But again, here we are capturing the information on what we're doing. And what we decided to do is test a new vodka for Wisconsin sales. And in this case, we've captured the classification, the brand name, and now we've got when the anticipated ready date is and whether it's been shipped or not. And in this case, it has not. Okay, so again, we have our trial information being captured at that opportunity level as well. So opportunities, not only do we manage our sales deal and where we are in the sales process, we can see if we've provided any samples or trials, but also we have the ability to take a look at any quotes. And here we have a quote that's been developed for this particular customer, and simply double click on that quote item. And now I've opened up the quote itself. This is capturing and bringing in information from excuse me, my fault, it didn't open up the quote. That was a product, my fault, excuse me. There we go, it's not far down enough. So here's the quote. My apologies. So here's the quote, and everything that we have in our opportunity was brought right into the quote. So there really isn't much for us to enter in here. Maybe this particular quote needs to be submitted for approval before we can actually provide it to our customer. But as you can see, all of our customer information along with the opportunity details are identified here. Right from this view, I can provide a customer-facing quote by simply clicking on Quote, and here we will have our customer-facing quote populating. It's pretty basic. What we would do is work with you and possibly bring in your company logo as well as maybe a brand logo for that particular product line, those sorts of things. But we know who this quote is for, who produced the quote, along with a basic summary, and then the line items of what we're quoting. And from here, what we'd be able to do is open this up as a PDF document, and we could email this to our customer and be able to provide this to them. The beautiful thing with doing this is it gives us the ability to store all of the quotes as it relates to those opportunities as well as those customers all within CRM together without having to have these quotes saved in, your local network or online SharePoint, OneDrive type situation of that nature. So that's what I wanted to be able to review today. On my end, those were the key areas. I was hoping to be able to illustrate the ease of which you can enter information and access the information within CRM. So Andy, I want to say thank you to everyone on the call today. Thank you for hosting, and I'll turn things back over to you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kevin. That's a great presentation and demo. It's always nice to hear how great something is and how it can help me in theory, but to actually see you show us today how it works and benefits, that benefits me so much more than a wordy explanation we're used to. As the old saying goes, seeing is believing. And for anyone that wants to see more of what CRM for manufacturing can do, the very best way is to ask Kevin himself for a personal demo. His contact details are on the screen right now, and with just 30 minutes today, he really only scratched the surface of all the benefits you can realize with the CRM that is developed specifically for the manufacturing industry. So I want to say thanks again for attending, and remember to watch your inbox this afternoon for our follow-up email containing the link to access the presentation on demand. Encourage you to share that with leaders in your organization and others who might find it useful as well. Before we sign off, though, I would like to send a special invite to you all to attend our 2015 CRM conference on October 22nd, and that's at Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this year, the home of the Milwaukee Brewers. So this is a great opportunity to not only see our CRM for manufacturing product, but Microsoft Dynamics CRM, Salesforce, and much more as well. You can visit ledgeviewpartners.com/CRM conference for more information, and we would love to see you all there. So thank you and have a great day.